You know that old cliche of the old man yelling at the cloud? The belief that one generation is simply superior than the one that comes after it for no reason at all. Well, of course that's ridiculous. That being said, kids these days are getting completely shafted.
Have mercy!
And obviously, the most pressing issue facing younger generations is, of course, undoubtedly, the decline of physical media. Okay, jokes aside. Well, it obviously isn't as big of an issue as I made it out to be in my schizophrenic ramblings. I still believe that the fact that physical media is being phased out in the modern era is overall a bad thing for consumers, and I feel like it deprives people of a lot of the best parts of watching a film from your own home. However, before continuing this pseudo-eulogy for this format, I believe it would be best to start from the very beginning, in the year 1976, with the first form of widely available physical media, of course, the one and only VHS, which was initially created by Sony in the year 1975. While revolutionary for the time, from a modern perspective, these devices could be seen as quite primitive. And trust me, I'd know, because I know how technology works, okay? I've played the Spider-Man PS4 hacking minigames. As instead of using any actual digital technology, it's just the outside shell, and included inside would be the actual film reel itself, which, while harder to manage and easier to break, it gives it that oh so beautiful aesthetic that to this day is still iconic, and to this day people still make videos in this style. Unfortunately, the reign of the VHS eventually came to an end in the early 2000s due to the advent of its upgrade, the DVD.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
This was due to the DVD's superior technology. For example, it was lighter, more compact, and due to it being ran digitally, it created a more high-definition picture. I mean, to be fair, there were still advantages to using VHS, like, it's kind of shaped like a brick, so I guess you could, cave someone's head in with it. However, in the ways that actually matter and are relevant, DVD completely outclassed the VHS, to the point where even video game companies were taking note, as in the late 90s and early 2000s, they completely swapped away from using cartridges and other outdated methodology to run their games. Unfortunately, not everyone got the memo, Nintendo. I mean, I know size isn't everything, however, you're kind of embarrassing yourselves there, guys. Another awkward wrinkle was that video games were sometimes too big and expansive that they would have to be held over two separate DVD discs. Thankfully, later revisions of the DVD, for example the Blu-ray and even the 4K formats, were able to hold more data and not only produce a better quality image, but also include better memory and data. Anyway, now that we're done the boring history shit, and you know what truly makes physical media superior to its digital counterpart? Is it the fact that you will forever own this piece of media instead of having it be subject to be deleted by its original copyright holder? For example, the recent controversy that surrounded the fact that the PlayStation Store will remove media from your library, even if you've already purchased it.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Which of course is extremely anti-consumer, and just goes to show that even if these digital platforms say you own this piece of media, it's actually not true, and is merely based on the whims on whatever corporation you are leasing this piece of media from. Well, if you believe that, nah, you're wrong, okay? It's all about the extras, baby. Now this justifies all the space that they take up, and the fact that I've spent an obscene amount of money on all this junk. You see, how else am I supposed to have a greater understanding of the creation of Oh. The bonus features that are featured on DVDs give a great peek behind the curtain and allows us to see how many ideas evolved to create the stories we know and love today. Deleted scenes give us looks at alternative ways this story could have been told, and things like audio commentaries really put into perspective the creative evolution and shows the work and talent that these directors and actors put into their craft. Which I feel gives a greater respect to the people behind these films. When it comes to streaming services, you're missing out on all of this since, well, they just don't really get uploaded. Aside from the Glass Onion film, which did include an audio commentary from the director, but aside from that, this has just been completely neglected within the digital age. Not only that, there's even some physical looks behind the scenes, as in this super special edition of the Dark Knight Trilogy box set, it actually featured this cool little leaflet that I used to read all the time when I was a kid. I remember I just spent so much hours reading this in absolute wonder, just seeing how these amazing films were constructed from behind the scenes. But enough of that sentimental bullshit. You know what really matters? The Easter eggs. Look at this, okay? This was included on the Attack of the Clones DVD, and it's the best goddamn thing to come out of the prequel trilogy. Okay, some poor goddamn intern at Lucasfilm probably had to slave away in the VFX mines to make this, and every bit of their blood, sweat and tears was absolutely worth it for this obscure thing that most people probably haven't seen. Okay, but to be serious, these Easter eggs, well, not that consequential, are just kind of fun little things to show that the people behind this really cared about the small details. Not only that, I just like the look of DVD menus. I know this really does not matter at all, but just, it really puts you in the vibe of the world. For example, the Hot Fuzz DVD menu, it really makes you feel the mood of the film. Anyway, in conclusion, what have we learned today? Small circular plastic, good. Internet, very bad. Yep, that's about it.